to be in New York at a conference. There's American Psychiatric Association conference in New York in October, and I'm going to introduce a new type of therapy people that will include music therapy. So I've been really exploring the impact or the effectiveness that music has on me. So that's my little wireless speaker. Yeah. Now let's see. Where did that? Right. Would you have an extra pen?
I didn't bring anything with me, no. But
oh, you don't take notes during meetings?
Well, I was just going to. I mean, there's not a lot of notes to take. We're just going to review this.
Review what?
The guidelines.
Okay, boy, it's really fine print. Guidelines. This is the documentation that you have?
Yeah, this is for the family visitation program, so we just have to review this.
Okay, I need to read it really slowly.
Sure.
What is the family visitation program? The primary goal of the family visitation program is to provide a safe and secure environment for visits to occur, allowing children and their families to maintain important and meaningful relationships. The FVP will respect conditions outlined by the court. Okay, that's interesting. Or other agreement, court or other agreement, to meet the needs of the children. Visits may be supervised by a child and youth counselor, and in some cases may include a volunteer. We'll have to figure out what that means. Responsibilities of the visit supervisor. The visit supervisor will ensure that you are present and prepared for your visit, and then direct you to your designated visiting area. The visit supervisor is available for support or intervenes when deemed, by whom we will find out, necessary. Your visit may be canceled if you are not adhering to the policies or guidelines of the program, or if your conduct indicates any concerns that you may not be ready to engage in a positive visit with your children. Regular attendance. Attending access visits is very important. Regular attendance provides consistency for your children. You are required to arrive 15 minutes prior to your visit. Any guests you wish to bring to your visit must first be approved by your social worker. So I guess we're getting a social worker. Missed and late arrivals will be documented. Inconsistency in your attendance will result in the review of your access schedule and possibly decrease will result in the review of your access schedule and possibly decrease in your and that needs to be written. Respectful behavior. Any acts of violence, aggressiveness, or intimidation will not be tolerated. Should any of these behaviors be observed, your visit may be terminated immediately. Maintaining safety. In keeping with the society's, child abduction society's, procedure for safety in the work environment, we are committed to ensuring that the access area is free of any violence or threats thereof for all our clients, children, and staff. We'll see who the clients are. As such, no sharp or foreign objects are permitted in the building or during access visits. This would include any utensil that serves to cut or separate foods. The Society provides disposable cutlery for client use when meals are brought to the access visit. Child management and focus. It is your responsibility to tend to your children at all times and ensure their safety. As the parent, you need to be ready and prepared for your visit with your child. Since the visit is designed for you to spend time with your children, positive interactions and focus should be on your children throughout the visit. It is recommended that you refrain from using your telephone or leaving the visit room without informing your visit supervisor. Avoid making any negative comments regarding court proceedings, society intervention, foster parents, or any other unrelated discussion during your time with your children. Cancellations. If you are unable to attend your visit, please call and leave a message on the family visitation line at extension 2355 as soon as possible. This will avoid unnecessary travel time for your children. Departure. It is important that you allow enough time to prepare the children for departure prior to the end of the visit. During this time, it is important to remain positive. Please respect the area and keep it clean and tidy for all to enjoy. Sincerely, the Children's Aid Society of Ottawa, 613-747-7800. So can you please let me know why I was prevented from sending? I was prevented by Wanda Mills Boone, the principal of Kate's school, her current school. She wouldn't let me send flowers to Kate.
You'll have to follow up with Mohammed about all of that stuff.
Well, where is he now?
I'm sure he's around if you want to speak to him.
Yeah, I'd like an answer to why I couldn't send flowers to my daughter.
Sure. So we'll just go over this first.
Sure.
So do you have any questions about any of these things? That you
Absolutely, but we don't have time for that. So do you have any?
That's why we're here, because we need to have a clear understanding of all of this.
Okay, why don't you explain what your expectations are?
Well, these are my program's expectations. So these are my expectations of you.
Okay.
When we have a visit. So if you have any questions,
yeah,
then let's go through those so that we're crystal clear and can make a plan to move forward.
Sure. I have no questions at this current time.
So you don't have any questions?
About that?
Yeah. About the visits and what
Nope.
the expectations are?
0.
Okay. So the plan will be that we're going to consider arranging a visit at the society for you and Sean and Kate. And the visit will be supervised by 2 staff. So one staff will be taking notes, the other will be available if there's any support needed.
Can I have do you have a better pen? Thank you. So the plan is to consider what again? The plan is to consider?
Well, because you're not going to be here ongoing, right? That's my understanding, is that you're not staying in Ottawa, right? Or are you?
My husband's going to be imprisoned, as is his lawyer. I will get full custody, as was recommended by the Office of the Children's Lawyer. My kids are coming back to me, and I haven't decided where we're living yet.
Okay, so while the children are still with their father, are you going to be staying in Ottawa?
If I can afford to. I'm technically homeless because I've been stalked, harassed, robbed, and continue to be so it happens on a daily basis.
Okay, so, I mean...
Does that land anywhere on you at all?
No, I understand all that. I've seen your emails, but just in terms of visits, like, I don't know if we're setting up ongoing visits.
Okay, but, now I don't have a question. So you've seen my emails.
Yeah.
Did you read the document that I referred to this morning?
A lot of that has nothing to do with child access.
No. Okay, so this is where, this is good. This is important. So you're aware that I'm divorcing someone who I claim is a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware that narcissists are pathological liars?
I've heard that from you, yeah, and I saw.
You've heard not you've heard it from me. Do you know that a narcissist, one of the core essences of identifying a narcissist is the fact that they're pathological liars?
Okay.
Or do you know that?
Yes. But
okay.
we're not going to open up all these documents because
No. Hang on. This is important.
But it's not relevant.
It is. I want you to tell me that you feel comfortable continuing to permit.
That's not my role. That's Mohammed's role.
It is the society's. Okay, so this is where you guys like to bat around whoever's responsibility. Nobody has a responsibility. Nobody has any documentation. This thing isn't signed by anything other than something called the Children's Aid Society of Ottawa. It's, how many words is this? 400. So 400 words. This is the program. The society has stolen my children, handed them off to a narcissist who's been abusing us for 6 years. Sorry, what's your role?
My role is to arrange and supervise a visit for your children and to ensure that everybody in the visit is going to be safe.
Have you heard of knowing assistance of breach of fiduciary duty?
Okay.
By you not reporting this to police, by you not reporting this horrific crime to police, you are knowingly assisting John Kiska to breach the fiduciary duty of caring for children. I just so you know that. Now we can go back to you now. Just that you are now aware of that.
Okay. So, in order to move forward with planning for a visit, I need to be confident that you're going to follow these guidelines.
Okay.
And that the court stuff, the stuff about their dad, the stuff about the society is not going to be spoken about in the visit.
Well, they're going to want to know why I wasn't there. What am I going to lie to them? Say I went on a holiday?
No, but you can just, we can work together to come up with something that you can say to them that's appropriate.
Well, how about there was an illegally attained restraining order which prevented me from seeing them? But that's the truth.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we need to.
I know it's the truth. The illegally attained restraining order. So we're going to figure out how to lie to my kids.
No. So we would come up with an explanation that is age appropriate.
Which is what?
I don't know. We can come up with it together.
Okay, let's do that now.
Sure. So, I mean, the children have some knowledge of what's going on, right? Because they're old enough, they were with you, they were replaced by a society worker and police, right? They were removed from you by Mohammed and the police, right?
Let's talk about how we go forward. Today is to plan to consider whether or not I get to have a visit with my children who I gave up my career for and homeschooled. So our plan is to consider whether or not I may visit my
So
children.
those are your words, because that's not what I said.
Okay,
right?
What did you say?
I said the plan is to consider how we can provide a safe visit for you and your children.
Consider how we can provide a safe visit for you and your children. Okay.
And part of that is adhering to all of these guidelines. And if you're not going to be able to do that, we're not going to be able to move forward with the visit.
Okay. I can adhere to everything. Part of that is adhering to all of the guidelines. Okay.
So the messaging that we normally give kids when parents are having visits and kids want to know what's going on is, just a very generic, there's some adult things going on. I'm working hard on taking care of it, but I'm happy to see you now. I'm happy to visit you now. And then moving forward from that.
There are some adult things going on that we are trying to take care of, but I am happy to see you now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you think that's something that you could give as a message and sort of leave it at that?
Yeah, I could just read it.
Well, you could read it. That's fine.
Okay, good. That's perfect.
Okay, and then, so there'll be we can't talk about court, we can't talk about the dad, none of these other court proceedings that you have going on, because that's not child focused and it's not child age appropriate.
Oh. Who's going to prepare them for the fact that their dad's going to spend the rest of his life in jail? Is that something we do after he's imprisoned, or does anybody here
That's
decide?
not something we're going to deal with in an access visit.
So how's that dealt with?
I mean, you can plan that with Mohammed. You can talk to him about that.
Oh, okay. Mohammed, I gotta write that one down. Oh, did you get a hold of the warrant?
No, that would be Mohammed that would get you that, if that's something he can provide.
I don't think he can. He didn't have a warrant, which is big trouble. Mohammed will help to identify. He just came in with police officers and ripped them out of my house for no reason. You aware of that?
I wasn't there, so I mean, I don't know how it went down.
Oh, I'm telling you, that's what happened. Did you even talk to the kids? What happened?
I've never met your kids.
Oh my gosh. So Mohammed's. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's fine. Mohammed will help to identify who will help the kids deal with the fact that Kiska is going to prison for life. Okay, when's he arriving? Because that's one of my main concerns, is who's the person that's going to help my kids understand what this man has done to our family. That's my big concern.
Sure, and I mean, Mohammed works with the children and their father. So
Mohammed's going to be in prison as well. He's lied his butt off through all the documents. He forged signatures. Oh my gosh.
And you're going to have to speak to Mohammed about that. I can't.
Well, no, he's not going to admit it. I've already spoken to the police about it, so it's just a matter of time.
Okay.
But that's my concern, is really how do we prepare my kids for the fact that their dad is a monster.
And so that is, again, when we talk about child focus, right?
No, I'm talking to you about this.
And that's not my role. My role is to deal with the visits.
Okay, so so visits are easy. I can just read that and go hi and ask them about their day at school. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's a piece of cake. So I'm here today also to understand what service can this place do to help me repair my kids after they come to the realization that he's lied to them their entire lives, stolen their shoes, stolen their glasses, ripped them off, stolen me out of their life? Like, does anybody at the society here at all have a role to help with that?
So that would be your worker. That's Mohammed. He's your family worker.
Well, he's the one I'm going to be suing. So can I swap him out for someone who's not a pathological liar and a crook? Well, how do I swap him out? He's the one that's abducted my children without a warrant.
Well, you'll have to speak to him about what that process is.
Well, and I have this conversation. No offense, Jen, but if I'm walking down the street and someone grabs my purse and runs off with it, and I go, "Hey, you just stole my purse, give it back." Well, they're not going to go, "Oops, sorry, here you go. They just stole my purse." They're going to go, "Ha ha," and they're going to keep going.
Right, and I understand what you're saying, but if you say to Mohammed what you just said, I want to swap you out for someone else, what is that process? He'll let you know what that process is.
Oh, okay. So he has to follow the rules, so he's a criminal, but he will obey the rules of the society. Am I hearing that right?
He would let you know what the process is for that.
Does anybody have this process in writing anywhere?
You'll have to ask him. My role is only with the visit.
Is your role in writing?
My role is written right on the back of this.
Do you have a job description?
I'm sure there's one somewhere, but I don't think we provide that to clients. My role is written on the back of this.
Okay, so your role is here. So is there the pros? Okay, so we had to have this conversation, and you're judging me right now to see if I'm fit to meet with my kids. Is that process written down anywhere? How is that communicated? How do you train new people to do that? You just there's no process written down of what one does when a mother has her children abducted by a criminal children's AIDS worker. The first thing we need to do, and especially if there's been a legal restraining order achieved, then the first thing we need to do, step 1, meet with mom. Step 2, get her to read this. Step 3, is that written down anywhere? Like, what happens when this happens?
I'm sure it's documented somewhere.
Because I would really like to see the process.
Okay. I can see if I can get you a copy of what the process is.
That would be wonderful. I've been asking for that for a long time. Because when Vienna and Mohammed showed up in my house back in, was just a week before they decided to steal the kids, they wanted to force me to sign a voluntary agreement into perpetuity with the CAS. And I said, "Well, can I see it? Show me the agreement." And they refused. And next thing I know, they show up at my house and take my kids. It's like, okay, well, fine, but where's the documentation for this place? Nobody seems to ever want to produce any.
I can see if I can get you something. If not, I can send you an email of what the process in our program is.
Okay.
So that you have an idea of what to expect.
That would be great.
In the process.
So I'm ready to see Mohammed.
Okay. So let me see.